Hello and welcome to We Got a Podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Black Doug. What? I can't say that?
And my power has been liberated from my flesh. Ken.
Whoa.
One of those is pretty good. One of those, I feel offended for people. So
Wow, you don't like liberation?
yeah, I hate it. We're the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, what's up, dude?
Life sucks, Randy, let me tell you, because as a point of recording this podcast, San Diego Comic-Con just happened, and I didn't get any event exclusives, SH Figure Arts, because no one loves me. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't like seek out the figures, but also I couldn't go to that convention, so I gotta wait till February, like everyone else, to get these exclusive. But they're purchased in due time. They will arrive. I'll just have to be a patient boy. I'm good at being patient. Being patient got me all these figures at good prices, so I'm good at that.
Which you can find if you follow the link at... No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, any other thoughts, feelings?
No, just SH Figure Arts has all been in my mind. Every day I've been getting new boxes of like stuff that I pre-ordered months ago. It's like, oh my god, another box. Like it's these huge Ichiban Kuji figures that are like huge, and it's great. I'm running out of room already in my new place, so...
Uh-oh.
Good problems to have, though.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Ken, what's new with you?
I beat Donkey Kong. I am at 654 moons. No, that's a different game.
Moons,
654 Banandium
Bananas.
Bananas.
What is that? What they're called? Oh,
something like that. I don't know what my in-game timer is on it. It's a pretty short. You can make it a pretty short game if you want. It's not like Super Mario Odyssey, where that had a mechanic that if you wanted to progress, you had to get so many moons to put that in your spaceship or whatever it was, so that you could go to the next area. In this, you can really just make a beeline for the end of the game if you want. All collecting bananas does for you functionally is allows you to upgrade your skill tree, which you should be doing.
Which I love doing.
So it'll make some pretty interesting speedruns, I think, if they can really get this game sub 1 hour.
Oh, Donkey Kong can just like punch through like 10 sub areas.
I don't know.
That'd be great.
I did have one glitch already that happened to me, and I'm going to call it the Ken skip. So check that out at the next GDQ, Ken skip.
Hashtag Ken skip.
No, I never submitted it anywhere. So I don't know if people are talking about this game as if it's a Game of the Year contender. It's a really good game. I don't think, for me personally, it's going to oust Death Stranding 2. I think that's still my number one game. Of course, around the corner, by the time we start the next episode of this podcast, I may have already started Clair Obscure, so we'll see. Yeah. Don't hold me to it if I don't.
And then Ken's going to play Pokemon, and he's going to fall. That's going to be his Game of the Year, Pokemon.
I don't think I think I got unsold on that game. So I don't think
From the Direct?
That Pokemon Presents was pretty disastrous, and I am no longer interested in Pokemon ZA.
It was nothing. Yeah. You set expectations low for Pokemon. That's how you enjoy it. Unfortunately, the biggest game company in the world.
Well, let's set our expectations high, because I saw Superman, and that was an incredible movie. Yay. I loved it so much.
I'm glad.
Cried multiple times. There's a lot of dog stuff in the movie, so that really got to me. And then there was one part just towards the end where I was tearing up because I couldn't believe that they actually did it. They made a Superman movie that I can just recommend wholeheartedly, and I don't have to recommend it and be like, well, there's a scene where Jonathan Kent is just really stupid about a tornado, or there's a scene where Superman snaps Zod's neck and kills someone. I don't have to love it in spite of itself. I can just love it. And that's what the Superman movie is.
Great to hear. I still have to check it out. I still got to go one day. I'm going to probably try tomorrow after work and just go to the movie theater and see it.
And it does this great thing where it balances. It's still wholeheartedly just like flat out a Superman movie. But if you've read comic books, you can go to like any Superman storyline and other heroes will be sprinkled in, because this is a living, breathing world that he's a part of. And that's what happens in this movie. So they're not like setting up for a Justice League, even though they are featuring stuff that is very obviously going to lead to that.
Kal-El, no.
Oh, that was dead on, by the way. I don't know why you've been practicing a Gal Gadot impression, Doug, but you got it. But it doesn't feel ham-fisted in any way. It just feels like, oh yeah, Guy Gardner is showing up in the Superman movie, and they've already known each other. Guy Gardner knows a lot about him already. You just believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I saw Fantastic Four over the weekend, and a friend of mine also went to go see that, and he asked me, okay, so you've seen both. Which do you like better, Fantastic Four or Superman? I'm like, Superman by just a little bit, but the thing is, Superman has Mr. Terrific, and Fantastic Four doesn't.
So good.
So
I wasn't truly prepared for how much Mr. Terrific is in this movie. He might as well be a main character.
Oh, wow.
Love him.
I have no idea who that is, so I'm looking forward to
It's great.
checking that out. But they could both be enjoyed separately. Like they all both have their strengths, like Fantastic Four and Superman. Okay,
it is funny how much of the same movie they both are with their similar plot beats, and they just happen to come out 2 weeks apart. But they're both very good with their own things, and kind of self-contained.
That's funny. What did Dark Phoenix? Dark Phoenix did that with something else. I think it was like Dark Phoenix and Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel movie or something like that. They had to change near the end of production because this is too similar to the Phoenix or vice versa. But yeah.
My problem with Fantastic Four is that I haven't seen it, and I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters because I thought this was going to be a movie significantly less self-contained and really setting up for Doomsday, and the fact that it's not almost has me a little turned off.
Like they're not building the world more; they're just kind of building their own world.
Yeah. So, and also Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby have been really weird on press tours. Like, you guys are all over each other, and it's just strange. I mean, do what you want to do, but you're grown adults. You can do what you want, but it's strange.
They're both hot adults, consenting adults. So let's leave it at that.
I have not had a lot of stuff going on, I suppose. I mean, we did that Kakarot Daima DLC over on the Kanzenshu podcast.
Oh, yeah, check that out.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Ken and I were there, as always, to talk about that game. And other than that, I sat down and I caught up on watching Marvel's Ironheart all in a day, and that was a good time. Yeah, I hadn't watched it.
That's a decision.
Yet. Well, I watched all of it, basically, and then I was like, well, I haven't gotten to this one yet, and it's short. It's only 6 episodes, so I can make it through that in a day.
What'd you think?
I figured, why not? I liked it. I'm interested to see where things go, or if it doesn't tie into anything at all, that's fine. It's all good. I was spoiled on one thing 2 weeks beforehand. I was like, oh, well, okay.
How far into the show do they introduce Borat? That's what I want to know.
Borat?
The last episode.
Okay, then I'm not watching it. That's some surf Dracula stuff right there. I'm not watching it.
Wow.
Just watch the last episode. You don't need to, or whatever. You don't do whatever you want. That's fine.
I'm a grown adult.
What we say. Why don't you read Super Manga Volume whatever, chapters 80 something?
That's a good question, Doug. Why don't we do that?
Before we jump into it, I do want to touch back on that Kanzenshu podcast that we were on, just to give you a brief spoiler of how we felt about it. It's better than the show. So for our full impressions, check out that Kanzenshu podcast of why we would say such a brave and controversial thing.
My favorite anecdote from that was you guys saying that the anime feels like a rendition of the game as opposed to vice versa. That's how well they did with that. So yeah, check that podcast out. It's great. I'm in the corner, just silent the entire time. You can't hear me, but I'm there.
It's true.
Can confirm. So we kind of screwed up that segue, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. We had to talk more about that Kanzenshu podcast.
It's always great when you call it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the charm of this whole thing.
The counterbalance of that was a great segue. I got to point out how it was ruined. Thanks.
We're just honest with the audience, Doug.
We are.
Exactly.
There's nothing in here. I'm drinking nothing. Just kidding.
Well, you're ruining the movie magic that we've got going on here, Doug. Also, people who are listening probably don't even know what the heck you're doing.
I'm sorry. I'm drinking coffee, guys. Chill.
Alrighty. Let's refocus. Dragon Ball Super manga, Doug edition. We're finally doing it. Granolah the Survivor. This is part 6, the final installment of this whole ding-dang thing. And of course, it's the Dragon Ball Super manga. The thing that was coming out with the show, kept going after the show, done by Toyotaro and Akira Toriyama. But what has been happening lately? Ken, why don't you catch people up?
Last time on Dragon Ball Super, Gas is awakened and more powerful than ever. With Granolah out of commission, Goku re-enters the fray using his teleportation to lead gas far away from Planet Cereal. With Goku's gambit buying them some time, Granolah and the Saiyans learn more about Bardock's time on the planet and his struggle against gas. As the threat Goku left behind in outer space returns, will the lessons learned from Bardock's past words be enough for Goku and Vegeta to emerge victorious?
Ooh, thank you, Ken. Always love your recaps. Yeah. So, big picture temperature check for this. This is volume 19, chapters 85 to 87. Doug, this is your first time reading it. Yeah. What did you think about the conclusion to the Granolah arc?
I can't believe we finished an entire arc again. We've done it. You've done it to me. And I gotta say, these last 3 chapters actually were very enjoyable without any fight from me. Like, it wasn't like I had to reread to like get some things. Like, no, from getting it, I only read it one time and definitely enjoy. Like, everything made sense why things happened, and it was I loved it. It was great. I gotta say, this whole arc was great. Like, I don't know why there was controversy about it back then, or just a general consensus of like, no, this is not that great. But yeah, I liked it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you did. Ken, you are the #1 super defender for Toyotaro. What did you think about the finale to this whole arc?
I don't agree with Doug. I don't think it's easy to follow why things are happening here in the last 3 chapters. On first read, and by first read, I mean the first of the 2 sessions I spent with these chapters, because and then I go through it again to take notes. And then on taking notes, I was able to kind of like reason some stuff out and put things together. It feels rushed. It feels really, really rushed. And I think the statement I said last time when I was trying to be toxic and conspiratorial was, this reeks of them rushing to superhero. We need like just a few extra pages. Like, ultimately, this whole arc could have used 1 whole extra chapter just to have Goku drop a line explaining just a hint more about why he's doing this different form of Ultra Instinct, or motivations in a few other places. It's just like every character is missing a few extra lines of dialogue.
Really? I disagree. I can tell you. As we go through it, I'll tell you.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, my notes versus Doug. We'll see what happens.
I'm excited to see Doug do the heavy lifting of, let me try to convince you why this is good. Let me push that stone up the hill.
Let me say that once I went through it a second time and I was taking notes, I'm okay with these chapters. I think they're perfectly cromulent, and I don't mind them at all. There's a lot to latch onto here, and it's sad because these chapters wrapped up 3 years ago. Of course, we went in, we did Superhero, we did the prologue, the movie, and the epilogue. That wrapped up in March of last year. Earlier this year, we had the special chapter 104 or whatever to complete volume 24. But yeah, since we've did wholly original arc, it has been 3 years since it ended.
So Superhero really did kind of ruin like the continuity, the nudity. It ruined the nudity of this series, kind of, with the timing. But Randy, what do you think?
I thought it was all right. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of solid thoughts on it. I kind of breezed through it last night, and I thought I'll sit down and I'll take some notes and things before we sit down to do this, and I didn't. So I'm excited to just kind of hear these 2 different thoughts and opinions on this, and I guess this is a battle for my brain, in my opinion. So
the tug of war for Randy's allegiance for what. But at the same reason last week I didn't understand why you guys didn't understand some things. I'm like fully like on board. I'm like, yeah, this is why, and that's why this character does that and that. But yeah, I'm ready to dig into that.
Alrighty, well then let's get to it. Ken, why don't you start us off with chapter 85?
Yeah, so chapter 85, June 2022, their respective answers, or Viz is to each his own answer. Ultra Ego Vegeta versus Gas continues. It's just a battle of attrition. Is that the word I want to use here?
Of attrition.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, Vegeta's not really doing a lot other than just taking hits to be like, I'm going to get stronger, but then he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't really, yeah.
Well, he does, and he keeps pushing Gas back, but he's stalling. He's not in this to win this. He's in this for Goku to get his act together.
No, because that's not the lesson he learned from the whole Bardock thing. That's the whole lesson of this entire arc. It's like, you gotta focus on victory and not like, I guess not strategy, but just like full force. Like fight to win.
No, because Vegeta's line is very explicit to like, my alter ego continues to evolve, and Goku, what of your ultra instinct? You know, while you figure it, you need to figure it out. And then he says, until then, I'll hold him off. So his plan is for Goku to get his act together and jump in.
Were those the exact words? Until then, I'll hold him off.
Figured out fast. Until then, he's mine.
Right. It's not hold him off. It's like he's mine. It's just like I don't read that as hold him off. I read that as like I got him, but just in case I fail, you're up next. That's how I took it as. But that's not that big of a deal.
I think Vegeta knows that he can't win this battle. But anyways,
but that's the whole mentality of this whole. That's the whole point of this arc. It was to learn that fight to win. So I don't know.
Hey Doug, to each his own answer. Goku wants to rush in. Yeah, Vegeta stops him, and he wants Goku to get his Ultra Instinct to figure it out. Your Ultra Instinct is not evolving. Figure out how to do that. And so then Goku's just like, okay, I guess I will. And, so he drops out of Ultra Instinct, then meditates, puts a barrier around him, which is something he can do. Vegeta pushes Ultra Ego to its limit, and it turns out it does have a limit. And then he passes out, runs out of hit points, HP, if you will.
Yeah.
Stamina
bar. That really caught me off guard. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, where he's like mid-punch, and then he just he's fainted. Yeah, it's very awesome.
You see Gas like fully ready to take on the hit, like scared, and no hit.
Yeah. That was the impressive part to me, was Gas being like, oh!
Because usually it's really easy to, like, you could telegraph by watching anime or manga that it's like, okay, he's going to obviously miss, but this one really did catch me off guard.
So Gas goes in for the kill. A little bit dishonorable, if you ask me. Then Goku casts a barrier from afar. Sure. Around Vegeta and pulls him in. I'll buy it. Of all the things Goku is doing and other characters are doing, sure, why not? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Is this after... Yeah, because this is after Gas is like teleporting Vegeta around with the same instantaneous movement, right? So, and Goku like takes note of that. It's like, wait, he's doing that to someone else. Maybe he's like internalizing that. It's like, maybe I can use my moves on someone else. And that's why he is able to put a barrier around Vegeta. Gas is showing me as a fighter that I can use my moves on someone else.
Oh, externally. Right. Okay.
Right. So that's why he uses the barrier. Yeah. Goku's evolving.
Goku then says, this was my only option, so I might as well try it out. I figured out the best transformation to make use of my power. For the silver-haired Ultra Instinct to work, I need my heart to be calm and tranquil, but in this form, I can put my emotions to work for me, and believe me, my heart's not calm now.
I knew it, right? Didn't like last week, we were comparing this to the Saiyan arc, to then go into the Freeza arc, with like, he's a human on Earth, but then he releases his Saiyanness and anger, which unlocks Super Saiyan, and that's kind of this whole arc.
What? Okay, what is your read on what's happening here with Goku? I'll go through and on what I have in my notes. Well,
sure.
What is your read on how Goku is using Ultra Instinct and why he's using it this way?
We've been tricked as the audience, as Goku, to think like to master Ultra Instinct, you have to be calm and one with yourself or whatever. But then Bardock shows him, no, to Ultra Instinct isn't like a calmness of fully body. It's of knowing of your entire self, knowing who you are, the pride of Saiyans. And so it's not about calmness. Like what is the pride of Saiyan? Like the anger and the explosion and like the fighting for victory. Like, so Goku's internalizing that, and like he doesn't need to be silver haired. He just needs to be base, and that's why I think Bardock also used Ultra Instinct back then. That's what they were showing us, and I think that's what it is. You don't need to be super strong to use it.
I mean, I disagree with Bardock using Ultra Instinct, but the rest of it sounds pretty sound. So let's go ahead and touch on like what was Ultra Instinct Sign before. So during the Tournament of Power, Goku said in Sign form that my heart's as calm as the gentle streams of Mount Paus. And I want to shout out Eric on the Concentrons channel on Discord. I was bringing it up, taking some notes and stuff, and accidentally started a huge argument as to whether or not this is actually Sign that Goku is in. I do believe he is in. Otherwise, we would have gotten something named.
I don't believe.
Well, Toyotaro has actually said that it is. So
damn it! That throws everything off for me from now on.
Well, no, not necessarily, because I want to talk about Goku's history with forms that had a certain effect and how he's changed them. So when he goes Super Saiyan for the first time on Namek, he yells at Gohan, says, "Get out of here while I still have some control over myself." Then to Trunks, after Yardrat, he says, "I couldn't become a Super Saiyan at will at first, but after a lot of practice, I learned to control it." Then to Gohan, in the Room of Spirit and Time, he says, "We'll try to make Super Saiyan our natural form and stay in it. We've got to work on getting rid of that instability, that restless feeling." And then when he and Gohan walk out, Vegeta thinks to himself, "They look like Super Saiyans, but I don't feel the energy." So all that to say, this entire arc, Goku's been experimenting with combining the Ultra Instinct technique with his other transformations. So Goku has a history of trying to use his transformations in new ways, right? Trying to use the Sign transformation, which he hasn't used all arc, right?
Right.
This is his first time using it. With everything he's learned about Ultra Instinct technique in a new way, seems like the next logical step. So as he's been using it with Super Saiyan, with God, with Blue, he's gaining mastery of the technique so that when he goes to that Sign transformation again, because Sign and then the Silver Hair form are still like transformations that he's in.
Yeah.
He now has the ability to use Ultra Instinct in an unstable way in that form that he couldn't before. And so when Goku says, "This was my only option, so I might as well try it out," it's because this is the one thing he has not tried yet.
Oh.
And that's why when he triggers this, he goes into here with everything he's learned about Ultra Instinct before, going back into this transformation level, which is why he's stronger than Gas, or just briefly stronger than Gas like this.
Do you think that he's incapable of using Ultra Instinct like this if he was in the mastered form? Are they mutually exclusive, or does he can only do it in Sign?
I think the insinuation, possibly even explicitly here, is that the silver-haired version of Ultra Instinct is so much of a power draw to it, and that is like the highest level of it. So maybe he's not ready to start doing this thing with that level. Because he's been using silver-haired form. So what that basically tells us is that because this is his only option left, he wouldn't have been able to do this in silver form, or else he would have been doing that by this point.
Right. I guess put it in terms of like, back to you were saying Super Saiyan and then Super Saiyan 2, I guess, like Super Saiyan 2 being mastered Ultra Instinct, he can't do everything he can do in Super Saiyan 2 because it's a newly unlocked form or whatever. But he knows how to use Super Saiyan 1 a hell of a lot better. And so Super Saiyan 1 is Sign. I don't know. I think that's what I'm basically in that same camp too, where it is like he's using Sign or whatever. He just doesn't use the silver-haired form, insinuating that he hasn't mastered whatever he's about to do is a good idea, but he hasn't mastered it yet.
See, yeah, looking over what the words here are specifically in the Viz translation is Gas says, "I thought silver hair indicated maximum strength. Why not use that? So why aren't you using silver? Because that's the strongest one." And Goku, "For that Ultra Instinct to work, I need my heart to be calm and tranquil. But in this form, I can put my emotions to work for me." So in Mastered, you can't access it unless you are calm. So I guess it is. You can't use that if you have your emotions out.
Deviating from like two different transformation routes now, like where if he wants to be calm or whatever, he uses the silver hair. But if he wants to use the Saiyan Pride, it's not even you can't use Saiyan Pride and silver hair.
I think that's just where he is right now. I think should Super continue, God willing, we will get to a point where he pushes the silver form to new heights. Because like I said, what I said about going through Super Saiyan and how he changed that form, he's Goku. He'll change Ultra Instinct.
Yeah,
he already has. Because in the Tournament of Power, there's a part where after he thinks 17 has killed himself in an attempt to sacrifice against Jiren, Goku says, like, "Man, 17 died and he was a good guy and everything, but I can't let that get to me." And then he triggers Ultra Instinct after he says that. So, like, being calm used to be the trigger for this specifically Sign form.
Yeah.
And now he has learned to alter this. And he'll learn how to alter silver hair later.
Okay.
It's just Goku being Goku and figuring stuff out. That's my read on it, at least, Doug, and I hope that's somewhat copacetic with what you were thinking.
Dude.
Yeah, totally. Bruh. So,
all right.
Gas flashes to Bardock and gets mad. "Don't look at me like that," he says.
Those eyes.
Yeah, Goku starts pushing Gas back, says, I'm just barely stronger than you now. And then Vegeta again looks and says, this fighting style is meant to be Ultra Instinct? Absurd.
I mean, obviously he's been around when Goku has used Ultra Instinct before.
Right.
Is he, he's got a smirk, a smile to his face like that. Like, what is he thinking about Goku using this sort of fighting style in this form?
I think it's almost disbelief, but also that's Kakarot.
Yes, that he got it. Like, yeah, that's what I think too. When he says absurd, it's like, you nailed it.
And later on, there's a line where Vegeta, after they think they defeated Gas, and Vegeta's saying like, I'll still defeat you, Kakarot. I didn't even put that in my notes because it's just them being playful, and it's not a serious
totally
type thing. Yeah. Where is my notes here? So Elec yells at Gas because now Gas is like on the ground defeated, and Elec yells at him, like, where's that power? We got it, and blah, blah, blah. And then Goku's like, guys, just come back. If you want to fight us anytime, just let us know. And then Elec says there won't be a next time for Gas. And then Gas like powers up like crazy, and now he's all old and decrepit looking.
Yeah. I mean, this is where Elec really shows his true like colors. Not that we haven't seen him before, but he really is like, well, I guess true colors to his brother and everyone else. It's just like, I don't give a rat's butt about you. I got you for a reason.
He's starting to seem desperate.
Yeah.
Right. I was trying to figure out, like, does he mean two things when he says that there won't be a next time for Gas? Is it because he made the wish, so he knows what the exchange is for all that power? Or is it also, like, just the ruthless sort of mafia boss, like, if he doesn't beat you now, I'll just kill him because he's useless to me, I wonder...
Well, he's not strong enough to kill him anyway.
I suppose.
I think Gas is pretty brainwashed about a lot of that stuff.
I did take it that way though. The first part was just like, I'm gonna kill. Not like I'm gonna kill him, but I'm like, I'm gonna work him to his death. I'm gonna work him to. There won't be a next time. He's gonna finish it now, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Chapter 86, a full power battle, July 2022. Gas is beating Goku again. It's this escalation, power scaling thing.
Yeah, but it's like ruthless.
I do love this opening chapter, just the layout of it. We've got two panels, one of Goku's reaction, another of showing him and Elec and Gas all in the battlefield, but then we have this giant towering Gas that is just kind of taking over both panels.
It does a good job
zoom in
of feeling that power.
Yeah.
Gas says, I don't think I've ever felt better. It's as if every cell in my body is burning away, fueling me.
Ouch.
Which is what's happening.
Yeah, from that line immediately, I'm like, oh, he's not good.
Yeah, he's becoming so much stronger because he's rocketing towards the end of his life.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's the same kind of move as like Kaioken, where like it's maxing out your body too much than what your body can handle.
Right. Goku says your body and your power are way out of sync. And Gas says that his power has been liberated from his flesh. Which is
so crazy.
Makes you wonder what was the wording on that wish Elec made.
Yeah.
Make it so that he is always the strongest? I don't know.
Because, Goku said just last chapter that he's just a little bit stronger than him now. I think it's, really maybe the dragon, had told Granolah of like, hey, this is the wish that you want. Your lifespan is going to be shortened. So now he's only got 3 years left. Was it like a similar thing for Gas, and Elec was like, no, push that ahead. Give him like a week. Like, give him as much as you can.
No, I just think he's really just pushing his body too much. Like, instead of Goku doing a times 20 Kaioken, this guy's doing like a times 10 million Kaioken and just really burning through. Everyone can do this. He's just doing it recklessly because Elec is making him.
It would make sense to me that the wish was something like, make sure that he is always the strongest. And it just continues to burn through his lifespan in order to do that. I don't know. So in the back pages of this volume, I put it in the doc if you guys want to check it out. There's an entry for this, quote, aged form that Gas is in.
Really?
And it says, when relying on the last of his power, Gas sacrifices his very lifespan thanks to the nature of the wish made with the Dragon Balls.
The very nature.
Which is, vague on vague on vague.
Gosh darn it.
Because he doesn't know what the wish was, like the consequences of it. So is it just kind of like, well, he's inadvertently figures out like, oh, if I just pump more of whatever this is, which is his, remaining life force, his time, he can be stronger, but he doesn't know like that's a well that runs out, buddy. and you die.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. And there's probably like some creature out there in the universe that has this ability to draw out your own power past your body kind of thing. Cause he like regrows limbs and stuff too. Like his horns that get punched off and whatnot. He regrows them. That's not just like a power up. That's like a regeneration of your body.
Yeah. And I think it's a little different from Granola's wish, because in this part, Granolah does burn away some of his lifespan and doesn't change visually. So I think there's something different going on with Gas's wish. At the end of the day, it's unimportant.
Well, I mean, like, just how storytelling works, I feel like it'd be more poetic to have them be the same exact wish. So, like, the fact that we're talking about it deviating, like, Elec made a different kind of wish with some caveats. I don't know. Unless it was really important to the story, I don't think it would be a thing. Like, we're supposed to take it as they're both the same wish.
Right. I would say, other than the line of, thanks to the nature of the wish in that part in the back pages, it'd be like, well, we've seen stuff like this before, like Tenshinhan able to use his life force versus just straight up his ki to power up a move. So it's like it's been a thing where you can exchange these things,
right?
But maybe it's just it does even more after this wish has been made. I don't know.
So Granolah intervenes with kind of Gas's rampage here and starts a charge in his laser. The same life-burning technique he was going to use against Vegeta before Goku knocked him down.
So we're back in a Raditz type thing. It's like, okay, we're doing the Raditz. There's a lot of callbacks, but they're not like egregious. Well, some, I don't know, some are a little egregious, but...
I think this is generally just like the Saiyan arc, this whole arc. Because the Saiyan arc, you think, is just super simple. There's not much narratively to that arc going on, aside from like the huge lore drops about the Saiyans and Goku being Kakarot and everything, but not really a whole lot going on. It's thing happens, train, thing happens. And that's kind of what this has been, a series of things, then train, then fight. And then at the end, the big battle is no one can overcome this guy. And so they all it starts getting scrappy with trying to do it and team up and everything. Right. And that's what we are at here, is everyone has to lend a hand to do this battle.
Showing that even a weaker class could outmatch a stronger opponent kind of thing.
Yeah.
With ingenuity.
While Granolah is charging his laser, Gas is trying to attack him. Granolah, or Goku, that was 3 characters with the G in front, so just bear with me. Goku shoots a barrier around Granolah to protect him from Gas. Mm-hmm. Then Gas starts firing at Goku, and Goku passes out.
Yeah, those are brutal, man. He gets scratched up from those blasts, man.
He gets Harmony Cell, end of episode, fade out almost.
Yeah.
So then Gas goes towards Granolah. Vegeta jumps in with the last of his remaining energy, I guess, pushes Gas back.
Which was funny because I think right before Vegeta in the very beginning of this, the first chapter, was like, while you figured your Ultra Instinct out, I'm gonna take care of him. It was funny because then you see Vegeta use a head bash towards Gas. I'm thinking back to the Toy Story 2 funny joke where it's like, use your head, but I don't want to use my head, and he bashes into him. He does the exact same head bash thing here, where he's still maybe it's also like an ego thing where he's just, when people with big egos, you got a big head. Vegeta's using that big head, the ego of his, even though he's not an ultra ego mode. Big forehead. Yeah.
So Maki and Oil want to jump in and help, and Monaito uses hypnosis on them, which is his one combat skill. Okay.
Convenient.
Hard translation thing, right? Because he's saying it's his ability, right? Not combat skill, because you guys convinced me that he's a combat Namekian as opposed to a Dragon Clan, right? So he's just saying this is my one magic ability.
Well, he says literally, hypnosis is my one and only combat skill.
Right. I think is combat skill a bad translation, or not bad, but just a different translation?
I doubt it.
I'm reading that's why my one magic move that I have in Final Fantasy. That's everything. I'm typically just a press triangle to fight guy because I'm a fighting class, but hypnosis is my one ability.
I think for all the speculation about is Monaito Warrior Clan or is he Dragon Clan, I don't think it really matters. So you can really take or leave this page
this whole part also doesn't matter either. Like they just showed the two oil and whatever going to fight just to stop them, and it doesn't amount to anything really. So it's like you could have just not had them do anything.
So Gas gets up, knocks Vegeta out of the way, goes for Granolah, but then a passed out Goku suddenly turns Silver Ultra Instinct, wakes up, big Ki Goku grabs Gas and chucks him into space. So Doug, this whole volume makes sense to you. What's the deal with Giant Ki Goku?
Well, he can't use Giant Ki Goku unless he's in that Ultra Instinct Silver Hair mode. Like it's like he's got different like moves. Like now it's not just like power up. It's like, no, this transformation has this ability, and then this other transformation has this ability, kind of thing. So to use the big Goku, he's using that. This is the one part of the story where I did feel a little rushed, because it was kind of cool in the end after this where Granolah has to rely on his on Oatmeal on his sniper abilities. I'm like, oh yeah, he was a sniper, wasn't he, this entire time? They kind of didn't. They should have breadcrumb that a little more. They did very early on, but throughout this entire thing, there's no. I was like, oh yeah, he does do that. That is kind of cool, I guess. That was my reaction,
callback.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Randy, you look puzzled.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. Because Goku is unconscious. We showed him passed out, so that way Vegeta could get in there and do his thing to try and hold Gas back while Granolah finishes charging this up, to which then Gas tosses him away, and then Goku inexplicably, I'm going to wake up now, and also immediately be able to go into this extra form. So what's the purpose of that narratively? Like we said, this is kind of a rushed thing. Like it feels very much like that because we've got this new movie coming out and we want to start pushing that. Was the original idea to be Vegeta sacrificing himself just like Goku did in the fight against Raditz, and kind of like, hey, you know what? I actually worked to save everybody here, including, Granolah and everything, and sacrificed myself for that. But it's like, no, we can't do that because we got to go straight into superhero and Vegeta's alive then. So it's like, you could just have Goku show up and just do a thing where nobody has to sacrifice themselves for this thing to work out.
Because of how well thought out the sniper thing is, I think that was always the end goal. It just didn't get there paced well. I think that was always going to be the move, to have the sniper come, because otherwise it doesn't really come into play ever, really, throughout the story, does it?
So the sniper thing is, just at the beginning, and then this is a callback. I think that's fine. I think what Randy's talking about is the giant. What's going on with this silver hair form, right?
Right, yeah, because it just seems kind of convenient and very quick, because again, we've got to finish this up in these few chapters before Superhero comes out.
So my guess and my read on this is that much in the way that using Ultra Instinct with previous forms led to this evolution of Ultra Instinct Sign. Remember, Bardock does say a line against Gas. He says, we Saiyans evolve every time we push ourselves to the limit or something like that. And so Goku, having now used Sign in a higher capacity, has inadvertently caused the mastered form to kind of upgrade. And he passes out while he's in the Sign form. Randy, if you could fact check me on that. Passes out while he's in Sign form and then falls asleep. And maybe that's what triggers the Ultra Instinct Silver Hair form, which has now been upgraded because he has upgraded Sign. And this is a truly instinctual thing that happens now that he's unconscious.
Well, how did he unlock this mode in the Granolah, in the Oob?
Yeah. It was Oob's power that when it was put into the God Key was put into Goku, that he then all of a sudden the big Ki Goku appeared.
Okay. So yeah, he did kind of have to upgrade, or using the move once, Goku knows how to unlock it, how it works.
Yeah, it's just something he triggers again that he's done before. So it's an evolution of.
But then what are we confused? What are we confused about? Why is he able to do it now in this weakened state?
It's just very sudden and without explanation. So we're looking for those breadcrumbs, Doug, of why.
This whole time before this, he's been using Sign as in letting my emotion. But now he's passed out on the ground, so now he can be calm and enter the silver state form.
By accident, I guess.
By accident? I didn't read it as accident.
He's asleep.
Is it?
He's asleep, and then he wakes up Silver Hair.
Yeah.
So it's if it's Ultra Instinct, then it's or Migate no Gokui, right? Then it is truly the Gokui of it all, or whatever, you know.
So I'm taking a look back through some news here on the Kanzenshuu website to figure out, like, because I was trying to remember, does this feel like the end was a surprise, that this was just going to be over? And I'm still scrolling back through, but I see that for chapter 86, there is the note that says, let's see, okay, 86 happens, which is the chapter that we're on now. 87, the final chapter, apparently in the printing in V-Jump, said, oh gosh, I skipped past it. I'm going too fast. That was basically like, hey, this is going to be taking a break for a bit while we try to figure out what the next whole thing is going to be. So it's like, well, you know, it's very sudden. And also now we need a break to figure out how we're going to transition into this. Oh yeah, here we go. Starting next issue, in order to prepare for the next arc, publication will be temporarily suspended. So this did just kind of feel like, whoa, okay, we're done. And we've got something else that we need to work on, because they always have these plans of things like, you know, just go and they continue and they flow. But it's like suddenly to have a break for a few months to be like, now we got to figure out this whole superhero thing. It's like maybe they tried to push the Granolah thing as long as they could without it, you know, competing with superhero and, you know, all of that whole thing. Anyway, just thoughts and maybe, you know, conspiracy theories, I suppose. So we can move past it and move on to what happens here after he gets chucked into space.
Yeah, so Granolah fires after gas. There's like a huge wind vacuum, which is an awesome effect. And like the bodies go flying in. Granolah has to catch Goku and Vegeta. Yeah. And then Granolah left Gas alive because he's not out for revenge anymore. So Gas like drops from the sky.
Yeah.
Then we go.
It was great. I really thought he was going to do the whole Uzaru Vegeta, like holding Gas for the thing. And that would have worked too. I don't know why he had it. I mean, like, that's why I think the whole plan from the beginning was to reincorporate the sniper aspect of it, because Goku could have just held him and then shot him, but whatever.
Well, he had to get him away from Serial because Elec said something like, you'll blow this planet away.
That's true. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Again,
that's good.
More callbacks to the Saiyan arc, because that's the whole thing when Vegeta's like, I don't care if this whole planet explodes. I'm just going to take care of you. And then Goku,
no, I think
you know.
That was even his motive. Like, I'm not even aiming for. I'm just aiming for the planet to destroy it. Like that was Vegeta's plan.
Yeah, but we had talked about that these are kind of callbacks to some previous things, and Ken explicitly is like, "Oh, the Saiyan arc has a lot of things to do with that." We have a line like that being used here, and then we have that whole thing where Kuririn threw the Genki Dama at Vegeta, goes into space, is like, he's done, and then we see him falling from the sky, and like, he's still not dead. So then seeing Gas, like, nope, he's still coming down. Like,
that's funny, yeah.
Now, Doug, last volume, you had said you were, I guess, hoping to see some big team up between Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah. Is this did this satiate that for you?
I really thought, no, but it was still cool nonetheless. I still like that I was looking for Vegeta Goku specifically. I'm just saying that wasn't satisfied, but I didn't need that, and this was good. Like having Goku throw him in space and shooting the beam at him. That was really cool. And it all happened, I think it happening all so quick plays well in like a finale episode of an anime where it's like so much stuff is happening right now. Boom, boom. So many big things are happening right now. Boom, 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 boom. That it would play a lot better in anime form than manga form.
Mm.
With the music in the background, just like the triumphant, like dun 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 dun. It'd be cool.
Well, it's time to cap this arc off with Chapter 87. The universe's strongest appears August 2022. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the end of it for a while. It's the last time we're going to say a chapter title for a while here. So
wow,
get your tears in. So Granolah says that final attack is a move fueled by my very life. I'm betting it shortened my lifespan even more. And then Monaito can suddenly heal really well.
Yeah.
He says, I'm feeling like I could bring you back to full strength. Who would have thought my powers would ripen at this age? It may be from all the healing I've done lately. Okay.
That felt very RPG. Like I used my experience points went up and I mastered this movie.
Yes. The narrative purpose here is to get Goku and Vegeta back to full strength so that when Frieza one-shots them later,
right,
it's that impressive. Much more impactful. Yeah, and impressive.
Randy, I think he uses like Lumen 4 times in battle, so now he mastered the healing ability.
He used the Pictos 4 times.
Let's take a clear obscure reference for you.
Elec is now super frustrated, wanting to get the hell out of there. And then, of course, kill the healer. Gas shoots Monaito.
Yeah. Poor Dende. I mean, Monaito.
Gas looking gross as hell now. Full zombie mode.
Yeah, it's actually really scary.
Yeah.
He's dehydrated Ganon from Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry to interrupt you one last time there, Ken.
Vegeta uses Alter Ego. Anyone else got anything to say? No, I'm just kidding. Vegeta uses Alter Ego.
What do y'all think about this one? Okay, sorry.
Goku uses Ultra Instinct Sign, which I think is interesting because he just unintentionally did this upper level of silver hair, but he's like, no, I'm going to stay in this sign form because this is the one I think I've figured out.
That's why I think my theory stands true. Like that he's just using the ability that Mastered has that Sign doesn't. Sign is the way now.
I think we'll get back to silver hair eventually because that'll be like, oh, now I can use Mastered like I was doing Sign.
I hate that though about like Super Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan Blue. It's like, it's okay, we're doing the Super Saiyan thing, a cycle all over again, just with new colors.
Yeah, we're in the deity colors now. What's beyond that? Yeah. Figure it out later. We will. I mean, it'll come. Happen someday. Goku says the Gas dove right into his own energy blast. So there's this part where Gas shoots energy at Goku and Vegeta, then Gas jumps into it to kick them in the face.
Oh, yeah. That
just
was
like
crazy.
Letting his body get caught by the energy.
Yeah.
And then Vegeta says, sheer madness. It's like fighting something already dead. It's like a curse. Cursed to be the universe's strongest.
Wow, Chris Sapp in the house.
Is he?
That's a nice line, though. I like that.
And then Elec kind of clarifies that Gas's lifespan is about to run out, making him far and away the strongest in the universe, meant sacrificing that much of his life. So this is why I think there's something going on with his wish for Elec to kind of know these mechanics, that these must have been figured out with the dragon. Like, Doug, I agree 100% the poetry of them being the same wish.
Right.
But I think there's just so many other things going on. Unless this is inherent to how that kind of wish works, Elec knows too much. You also
have to understand that Elec knows everything about Gas, and like even probably the transformation too of removing the necklace has something to do with it too. Like it unlocks whatever that. What was the wording for that? Were they taking that necklace off and unlocking their
inner nature or like instincts unleashed would be a really
whatever it is. I'm sure it has something to do with that too, where he knows that taking that off in that form can do this to you.
I think it also has to do, he says it right here, making him far and away the strongest in the universe meant sacrificing that much of his life. Before, Granola's wish was, make me the strongest. And it's like, all right, cool. You are now the strongest in the universe. Not by much, probably, but enough to make this happen. So Elec's being, make him crazy stronger than everybody else in the universe. It's like, well, that's going to take more of his life. Like, I don't care. That's, first of all, doesn't affect Elec that much. So long as he can get rid of these guys, whatever. So that's at least how I'm taking it in. It's like, no, just take him even more of his life off if that'll get him to be, untouchable.
And I think we will get to learn more about the Hitas later on because Oil and Mackie will, assuming we ever get a Black Frieza arc, or or if it's totally something different and Frieza's involved, we will get those two characters
after all
again.
this. Now I understand why everyone's been begging for Black Frieza. I'm like, what a thing to drop off at.
Yeah.
Introduce this and then leave.
It was so crazy. Ihoku, I swear to God. So this is where Gas finds out he's dying. He has not known. So that dragon, was it truly consensual, or was the question, hey, your brother's making a wish, you okay with everything that's going on? And then Gas is just like, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need the details. I trust my brother.
Well, I don't think the dragon ever expected Gas to go that far with it, whatever. But yeah, the Frieza arrival, holy moly.
And wow, what a detailed buttocks.
I didn't know.
I'm okay with
now. Yeah, all right. Where does he poop from, though?
I know, right?
I gotta stop reading. What a spoil! I spoiled this for myself by Ken. Ken always posts what he posts on Blue Sky, in our Discord channel, and I look at that, and so I knew Frieza was coming because of that image alone. I was so upset. Like as I'm reading, I'm like, this would have been cool if I didn't know about it. Like I wasn't really expecting it, but now I was like, oh,
you
yeah,
knew Black Frieza was coming this arc, though, so.
Kind of, but it's not like really in my head. But then hours before I read this whole chapter, I see the image already. It's like, oh, yeah.
You gotta stop reading right before we record, because these posts are going
how
up
things
the
are
same
fresh. Yeah.
Gas goes to attack Frieza. Frieza briefly transforms and one-shots him, and then he just kind of dissolves away.
I was wondering about that too, because it's not super obvious, but especially in the color form, I think it makes it a little more obvious. So I was looking out for that. I'm like, does he turn black, or is that just shading?
Yeah,
it doesn't look like he transformed.
Yeah, it's clear that's what he's doing in both versions. The full color definitely does.
No one knows that he's doing that until after.
Yeah, which is cool because he's doing this thing, and whenever they animate this, I don't know how they'll get this across, but yeah, he uses it, and you don't know what it is yet because he introduces it later.
Yeah,
it's very cool. I like that kind of stuff in stories.
All the black in him is like just like speed line kind of thing, so it could be thrown off as just that. But yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Remember that Elec went off to run an errand at some point, and we finally that comes back. The errand he ran was to contact Frieza.
Oh, while Gas is in this form, to like might as well take care of him as well, or whatever.
Yeah, because he wants Frieza there so that Gas can kill him.
Yeah, that's the main end goal for him.
Yeah, because he knows Gas is not gonna be living very long. So get Frieza here now, have Gas take him out. But that all kind of went sideways, huh? Yeah. So Frieza, what a baller shot caller.
Yeah.
He always knew about the Hitas, and they were so insignificant. He just let them kind of scurry around and do whatever they wanted because he knows everything.
Frieza like has since after the Frieza arc, it's always kind of felt like a joke to me, like him as a character. But this chapter, right, this few panels, really like gets that menacingness across again. Like I'm getting scared of Frieza again after all this. Like just the way he talks and it's just killing Gas like that. And it's awesome how menacing he is again.
This is Frieza arc Namek. He's back.
Yes,
finally.
Exactly.
With a little bit of kindness because he does let Goku and Vegeta live.
Yeah.
But, is it kindness or is it just more cockiness of just
cockiness?
Like, you guys literally do not stand a chance. I've got,
also, I'm sure he's got a sense of like enjoying the battle of it all too. Like his whole life, no one ever stood up to him, and now this is kind of like this rivalry that he has. Like, yeah, I'm gonna play with you guys now that I have the power. Yeah,
now that he knows that he's done this, that will push Goku and Vegeta even further. And then it's like, let's just see what we can do. Us boys, let's get together, see what we can do.
Yeah, let's go to barbecue and
yeah, let's have a little spar. Frieza always knew about those ambitions and that Elec is the weakest Hita. And then he kills Elec. He's gone.
Yeah, straight up.
Just like that. And then Frieza says to Goku and Vegeta about how he's gotten so strong and everything. He says that I've been spending some time in another dimension, you see. So perhaps I wasn't being counted as part of this universe. But
he was an FHIL?
No one ever mentions the wish or the wording of the wish. They say that Granolah had become the strongest in the universe or that Gas had become the strongest. No one says this was from the Dragon Balls, that a wish was made, and this is how the wish was worded. It's just Frieza has been listening. He truly does know everything.
Wow, that's scary. He's got like spies all over the place.
Yeah.
He hacked into oatmeal, so he's been listening the whole time.
Hey, maybe.
Could be. Or those the communication collars that the Hitas wear. That's probably what he was listening in.
Or he has a tap on the scouters. And Goku has the scouter.
That broken scouter, I guess maybe.
They fixed it.
They reactivated it and had this whole conversation and like a little blip. It's like, sir, there's one random scouter on Planet Cereal is activated. So Frieza found one of those mini Room of Spirit and Times that was introduced last arc. When Naruto and Goku go, because it's like they're just all over the place and they have different time fluctuations and
I forgot about that and almost got mad that I thought he was talking about like he's going to multiversal travel, like he's going to different universes again or whatever, and I was like, what? Why don't I do that again? But no, he was just in the Room of Spirit and Time. Okay, great.
Which we had brought up while we were doing the Moro stuff, where they went to this one. It's like, how many of these are there out there? Like. Apparently, there's at least 2. Could be more.
Yeah, that was a hard one to talk about and not spoil the.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I had forgotten about that too. I was like, why is he so strong? Well, we'll find out. Who cares?
So he was there for 10 years, and he unlocked, through much turmoil, Black Frieza.
10 years.
So we're not dealing in small time 1 year to prep for Cell anymore. Frieza's like, these guys are, remember, he developed Golden Frieza in 4 months. And so Black Frieza, he's like, I'm going to go far and above beyond them that they won't even be able to fathom how powerful I've become.
That's awesome.
And then
that's so cool.
Then I don't have to worry about them anymore.
Frieza's back, baby.
Fully powered up, Sign Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta, one-shots them.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. All right.
I wonder how he chooses the colors.
Well, he chose gold, I believe.
Right, that's what I mean.
Because of Super Saiyan. So this one, now he's like, I'm going to do my own thing. I don't have to copy nobody. It's going to be black.
And which parts of his body are black and not. That's really interesting.
It is. He does have a fashion sense then if he's playing his forms out.
Or maybe he's not fully mastered Black Frieza, and so that's as much black as he can get on his body. That's not.
Hopefully we'll find out one day, Doug. Hopefully we'll find out.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
So he one-shots the two guys, and then he yeets out of there. He lets them off easy. He recruits Oil and Mackie to be his cook and waiter on his spaceship, which is great.
Yeah. Gosh, and he does that smile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a good drawing.
Yeah.
Whis shows up, healing Monaito as a special favor this one time.
Hated that. So their one Whis revival is on this Monaito guy that should have been dead anyway. I didn't like that they brought him back. I'm like, come on, give him. I don't know. I didn't like it. What do you guys feel about him?
Granola's not long for this world. So I will forgive the. At the end of the day, I don't really care, but it's just Monaito. But if this means that Monaito can come back later and be important, after Granola's dead, and maybe fill us in on what happened to Granolah, then that could be cool for Monaito to still be alive.
Maybe some Piccolo interaction.
Yeah, because I suppose
or whatever that amounts to.
Never.
I don't remember what the exact timeline is between the end of this arc and Superhero, but we had, 3 years left at the end of this? So one assumes, he dies off screen between Superhero and the 28th Budokai. So
we're going to come back and we're going to be like, we found the Dragon Balls and we made it so that he's not going to die anymore from the time and blah, blah, blah. BS.
Okay, so Superhero is implied to take place immediately after this.
Really? Immediately?
Which part? When Hedo goes to jail, or when Hedo breaks out?
So just to get a little bit into the next chapter for context, not a huge spoiler. So the chapter starts off with them kind of talking about the threat of Black Frieza, and then the very next page, it goes straight into the Superhero prequel stuff.
Whoa! What a shift! I love it.
There's no passage of time. Of course, they can flesh that out later at any point, but we can surmise that Superhero takes place months to a year before the very end of Dragon Ball Z. So there's no more room to put anything in between Superhero and that.
What's to say it's not taking place during this whole Granolah stuff, besides Vegeta and Goku training with Whis?
I'd have to check the exact language on it and tell you, but
because I guess the Superhero take place in a day or a week or something like that. Then in that case, yeah.
No, because there's an amount of time where Hedo goes to jail and he's in there for so long before he gets out.
Yeah, and I don't remember the timeline on that. Don't ask me.
Not that it matters when it takes place, but yeah.
But there's for all of this, and because we do know what Goku and Vegeta were up to, and they took Broly to the to Beerus's planet, which in the movie they say they take him there to keep Broly safe from Frieza. But now you know from this the true threat of Frieza and why they really went and got Broly.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just very, very cool stuff going on here. Dang. And the way that Toyotaro is making it all work. Because he even does kind of expand on that a little bit in the manga, but we can get to that at a later point. Beerus needs help making instant yakisoba. Yeah, it does kind of You're in the story, you're hyping up, and then the worst parts of Beerus and Whis just come slamming into it.
Yeah.
So Monaito's going to lock down the Dragon Balls. They have too much trouble. He gives Goku Bardock's Scouter, And then Whis and Vegeta and Goku leave for Beerus' planet, and Whis leaves it open as to whether or not Frieza is really the universe's strongest.
Yeah,
and that's the end.
Crazy. Yeah, what was that last line? Like it was, because then that's what I assumed the fish was worried about. But we said something, maybe hey, maybe not.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say Dragon Ball Super never comes back, and we truly live in the most hellacious timeline where the last thing that happened was Daima.
Yeah.
Then this is kind of almost a gag, ironic ending in its own way. Is that, yeah, Frieza came back, became the world's strongest. Is he? I don't know. Doesn't matter, does it really? And then they just never follow up on that because Frieza's doesn't care. He's leaving Earth alone, and he's doing his own thing. So let's, in the worst possible permutation of reality, I could live with that. I don't want to.
We've been living it.
It's just a hiatus. It's just a hiatus.
Just a hiatus.
It's okay.
If it was going to end, they wouldn't tell us that it's on break every month.
Do they? They actually do tell us it's on break again, like every month?
Every V-Jump.
Yep.
That's funny. He's cooking something. He's cooking. Just give him time.
Okay, Doug. So now that you have completed the 2 manga original arcs of Dragon Ball Super, both of them, you are now with the apart from the prologue and the epilogue, which I would like to get back with you at some point about.
Yeah.
You're pretty much, you know everything now.
That sounds ridiculous. Because I didn't read any of this stuff before this. Like, that was just adapted in the anime or vice versa already. So, but these 2 completely new stories that I've never knew about and was always like, what is this? I can't believe actually it was just contained within these 2 arcs. I felt like so much happened. I was expecting Bardock to come from the past and like fight together with our characters and like, what is happening? Because of the manga cover, I think, is what spoiled me with that. Well, like made me think that Bardock was going to come back and team up with them, you know? Because Goku's hip, what is it? Leapfrogging over Bardock. But yeah, having said all this together, I like this experience. I'm glad I waited too, and I'm glad that I got to talk to both of you about everything to better like understand, because reading this by myself and just letting the internet be my guide would have been the worst way to read this possible. Just like not understanding anything, making assumptions like this sucks, just writing it off easily. But with you guys, it made this so much of a better ride, and I can't thank you both enough for that.
So let's say that the manga comes back. Will you be reading it monthly?
Heck no, I'm just kidding. Yes, I think actually. No, especially with such a tease of Black Frieza, just like with how well Toyotaro handled Frieza in these last few pages. If it was just like a new transformation for Frieza, whatever, but because how menacing he made Frieza again, I'm intrigued as heck, and I really want to see what happens next.
I'm gonna hold you to that. So when it does come out of this hiatus, every other episode of this podcast, we're gonna have a mini topic of let's talk about the most recent chapter. All right, let's do it. Yeah, I would love that. And
Alexa, delete all this information, please. Thank you.
And I guess we can also just end the podcast entirely, because like very early on, it was to get Doug to read the Dragon Ball Super manga.
Oh, you got to get Toyotaro to keep making some more stuff so we can continue.
It's true. This podcast hinges on Toyotaro continuing.
We still do have the prologue and the epilogue of the movie.
Yeah.
We can still do that, and we will. I don't want to do the whole thing because there's just not a whole lot that's different. There is little bits, and we can cover that as we go through, but there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But it is good. It is good. I do think it's better. I think it's better than the movie. The superhero stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hell, just to see Trunks and Goten would be great and phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're in like superhero outfits.
Yeah. Yeah. Toyotaro, he takes a lot of liberty with the movie.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that we got through that. I'm really excited to see where things could go if this ever continues. But speaking of where things go, I don't know what we're doing next episode, but we'll have something for you. So look forward to it. Who knows? Could be something exciting. It's going to be something exciting. Of course, it's going to be good. But for right now, we're going to have to take a break so that way we can come back to what you guys had to say about this final little bit of Granolah the Survivor. So we'll see you in just a sec. Alrighty, we're back here for more. We got a podcast, but it's all about you. You got a podcast because we're going to hear what you guys had to say about this here chunk of Dragon Ball Super manga. Ken always thrown out. Who knows what he's doing?
Dang, he's putting out?
Whoa! He's posting stuff to Blue Sky asking for your guys' input on what we're talking about. So, of course, these 3 chapters of Dragon Ball Super, he asked about that. And I'm going to take this first one here from GGF, full name TBD, over there at Blue Sky. Between Vegeta's masochism and zombie gas, it's a real brutal couple of chapters, which I do like, even if it maybe descends a bit too much into body horror near the end. Everyone working together to give Granolah his shot is great, and honestly, I might have preferred if the arc ended there. Gas's power set continues to be whatever Toyotaro feels like drawing at the time, but I suppose with this much fighting, it's good to keep things fresh. Mixed on Freeza, as much as I like him, it feels like him and Bardock, to be honest, were put in this arc more for their popularity than for good reason. It kind of makes for an unsatisfying ending, like all our new strength was pointless if Freeza can just one-shot everyone, even if that does make for a hype panel. Maybe when we get to the confrontation between the heroes and Freeza that this is setting up, I'll feel better about it. Yeah, we'll all feel better about it.
I very much like that Freeza shows up because it makes sense in the universe. He is around, and Alec has been working for him this entire time, so it's not like a separate villain just comes out of nowhere for whatever reason. It's like, no, it all intertwines, and it really sets up a whole new arc.
I think it's kind of brilliant irony in that this whole arc was this obsession about being strongest in the universe, and then Frieza shows up and shows everyone stupid that was.
That's so you guys incredible. Are playing your own game of who's the strongest in the universe. I'm over here actually being the strongest in the universe.
Actually so incredible that you mentioned that. Yeah. He's just on his own for 10 years mastering his craft. Oh my God.
So I love it. Do I still want to see where this goes? Of course.
I hope that he resurrected Tagoma and brought him along into this place and then just beat him up for 10 years, just like he was doing.
Oh no, yeah. I thought I was free.
Which version of Resurrection F does Toyotaro consider canon? So we'll see.
Oh boy.
Probably his own. Just my own thoughts.
So we've got Weeba who writes in and says, Granolah and Moro's arcs, respectively, really felt like it had that special something that was missing from the Dragon Ball Super anime. And while I think parts of the story dragged on, I do think this might hold the spot for my favorite manga-specific arc, beating out Moro ever so slightly. Granolah was a great addition, and I hope we see more of him. I love the themes a lot, overcoming the bad in your past, becoming stronger because of who you are, and not in spite of it. Granolah finally letting go of his attachment to his power and embracing his self via oatmeal was profound. So many enticing ways the story can go, from Goku perfecting the sign form, Vegeta finding ways to surpass himself and not just Goku, and that stinger makes me hyped every time. So excited to see where the story goes, eventually. Checks off 1075th day tally any day now.
But no, that's what's great about the ending of this whole arc too, is that at the end, Vegeta and Goku are both like, well, I guess it wasn't enough or whatever. Like we didn't, whatever we learned, it wasn't enough to beat him. But I mean, like, no, they didn't say that because they did learn stuff. So it's like, there's still like the evolution of like, we're going to master this eventually kind of thing. So it sets stuff up.
And, sets the stage for Goku to be Waku Waku and excited. He's like, oh, there's a new strong guy. I can't wait to, figure out ways how I'm going to beat that person.
I think motivation. At this point, he'd be Waku Waku, but also really scared. Like I would be if I was Goku, like in that. Ugh. I love Goku. There's such a moment of like Goku being Goku at the end with, what is it? Monatai just being like, oh, I can heal. That would have came in handy a little while ago. And Goku just like, it is what it is. Like that's such a Goku thing. And it's perfect to be like, oh yeah, it would be. But no, we can write off immediately why they didn't, like in the story or whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. Because Vegeta would have been like, yeah, you should have. But Goku being the ones to speak and saying, it is what it is. And it ends there. Great. Love it. Toyotaro knows how to tie things up with a bow.
It is very good. And then we've got this here from Willis DeYoung, who says, it is sad to say that my favorite chapter was actually the last chapter, not because it was over, but I actually felt it was a good chapter. This arc felt like a giant setup to Black Frieza, but then we get no resolution to that story. Thinking about what you said last episode, hurry up and get this done. We have a movie to cover. Which makes me think this arc or story should have been resolved prior to Superhero. Why do we call this the Granolah arc? What is the purpose of the Bardock material other than he is a cool character? Where does it push the story? I'm sorry to say, as cool as some of the stuff may have been, to me it just feels like an unfinished product. The panel of Vegeta looking frustrated that Black Freeza is still out there, I think says it all. Still glad I went on this adventure with you guys. P.S. How is Doug's wallet feeling after SDCC? Only figure I'm interested in would be King Piccolo.
Oh my god. I may have purchased 2 Bizarro Vegetas, which is, oh my god, they're so expensive. They're so ridiculously expensive. They don't even come with everything that the original Bizarro Vegeta came, but I have plans for the second one. Not giveaway, sorry, don't even hype anyone up. I might have plans for that second one, but yeah, you'll see some of that in a year, I guess.
In a full year, you'll just have to wait just a little bit longer. And
7 or plus months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do wish Freeza... I wish that whole Freeza interaction at the end kind of panned out a little differently, like why he shows up, hits them, and then leaves. Well, not why he shows up, but I mean just the way he leaves. Like, why didn't he kill them kind of thing or whatever. I wish it was a little more fleshed out, or there's a bigger reason why he like had to like dip out so quickly or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Maybe there is some sort of other threat Frieza knows about, and so he's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and push myself, and then that will get the Saiyans to push themselves, and then maybe we can all overcome this thing together. Like, maybe that's the twist. It's not Black Frieza, it's something else.
Isn't that what Alec was trying to do? Oh, because of the fish, because of what the fish says.
Yeah.
There is something probably out there. That'd be cool. But isn't that the entire thing what Alec was doing with Granolah? Like, let's make him strong to fight these Saiyans, to kill them, to then kill Frieza? Which is good. It's theming. I'm just saying, like, that sounds exactly what that is.
Frieza says he knows a lot, so maybe there was something he knew about, which is why he pushed himself so far.
Oh my god.
Well, while you've got your brain cooking there, Doug, keep those engines running because it's trivia time.
No.
Oh, Zenpai always giving us some good old trivia here. So
in manga chapter 546 that Doug didn't read, what is the color of... Give it to me. Give it to me.
Alrighty. Well, then here we go. Question number 1. In the animated version of the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament arc, Piccolo spends a considerable amount of time preparing a technique that he never even uses in the manga version of those same events. Which one is it?
Can we ever talk about Dragon Ball Z again? Why are we on Dragon Ball Super?
Because we're talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga, so then he's trying to make it thematic, but unfortunately, it's always about stuff that you've never read.
Yeah.
Makanko Sapo.
Ken gets it right. Good job. Number 2. In the end, Goku Black / Zamasu arc. In Chapter 22's interstitial page, the Turtle Hermit wonders if he wouldn't have been better to have given Goku something that he himself later uses during the Tournament of Power. What is that thing?
Dirty Magazine?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And he uses in the Tournament of Power?
Yeah, in the interstitial
Roshi
page, Turtle Hermit wonders if it wouldn't have been better to have given Goku something that he himself later uses during the Tournament of Power.
Roshi uses.
Yeah.
Advice?
Yeah, I don't know.
Blindfold,
I have no idea.
so that way he can...
What is
it? It is a bottle with the Mafuba spell written directly on it.
He uses that in the
You're allowed to
Tournament of
bring
Power?
that?
Against whom?
It's a good question. I don't.
Maybe uses it and fails, so it's not really that in memory. But
it's been years since I read that, and I don't know. So that it is what it is. Question 3.
Take Senpai's word for it.
Until somebody else corrects him on it. I'm not going to say a name because I know that there's a secret game going on, and I don't want to bring it up. Question number 3. According to the manga, why does Kale look up to Caulifla so much?
Those mommy milkers.
You're right. 100%.
Isn't she basically like a Robin Hood type character?
I guess kind of, sort of. But the answer that we have here is she took Kale in when she was homeless. So.
Oh. That's kind of sad.
Stuff can be sad sometimes, which is unusual.
No, they have to be happy every time.
Well, that's all we got here. So thank you again to Zenpai for the wonderful trivia.
Did I win?
Yes, with all of those points he just scored.
I want to say real quick, I literally forgot who Kale was, and I thought you were talking about Kappa.
Oh gosh.
Because they haven't made SH figure arts of them and only of Khalif or Kefla,
Kefla.
then
Yeah.
I don't know who the other two characters are. They're gone.
That's
by
unfortunate.
memory.
I need figures of them. Stat.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
Alrighty, so thank you everybody for listening. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. Of course, you can post at us on our Blue Sky over there at wegotapodcast.com. And of course, you can email us over at Gmail. I don't know why I said it that way. You can email us at wegotapod@gmail.com.
And thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip hop track remix. You can find that track and other great music by Rifti on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the good people find you?
You can find me at Detective X in various places.
Various places. And Randy?
You can catch me over on Blue Sky at Saberbreaker at wegotapodcast.com.
And you can find me at Jabaz Doug at various places.
You guys think we're ever going back to Twitter? Like, what would it take to go back there? Just like a change in management?
Yeah.
I still want to call things tweets and stuff. I don't want to. What do you guys call them? Skeets?
Yeah, skeets.
That or
It's
just
fun.
posts.
It's just what is the Lil Jon song? Skeet, skeet, skeet. That's what I think about when I think of that.
Yeah.
And we all know what that
That's
means.
why it's
so
fun.
just feels
Exactly.
weird. But you guys don't say it in a. It's like everyone's forgotten what that actually means. You guys say it so casually. Oh, on the skeets we got. I was like, what?
Yeah, we're taking the word back, Doug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reclaiming it. It'd take a change in management and a change of how things are moderated over there because it's not great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And forget about Grok.
oh yeah, get that out of there.
But don't forget about our podcast and liking, subscribing, leaving reviews, telling your friends. And we don't know what we're going to do next episode, but we'll know soon. And it's going to be great. We'll catch you, Matinator.
Bye.
What's it going to be?